should be live shortly, and I will check the audio volumes again. And send the links out. Excellent. I'm audible. That's all I could have hoped for. Excellent. There we go. I think we are ready to go. Yep. Cool. My siblings have people over and they're playing in the background, so just don't worry about the sounds too much. Okay. Let's start the game. I like how YouTube says the internet can totally see you now. What? How am I? This isn't going to work, is it? It's too slow. This isn't going to work, is it? It's too slow. Well, it is there. Okay. For now. We'll keep trying. Okay. So we need to add our NPCs. What the heck? Why is GameMaker Room Editor so darn slow? Don't like you. Here we have 3 NPCs that will live in this. This is the Camp of Lost Hope, which is the place where the Striders who left the town are living now. Here's the leader. Her name is Yarn. I don't know why, but it is. Hey, I didn't name her. Dothel and Pavrox. They should all mostly be outside, I think, during the day, so I'll put them here. Here's Dothel. Can I put Pavrox inside? No, he's going to be here tending the crops. Yeah, that works for me, I think. I think maybe I'll move Dothel closer to the fire during the night. It's like he's tending the fire. So this is counterintuitive, but we're going to tell him that he's inside. That means that he'll be here at nighttime. The other ones will go back somewhere else at night. So room house top, we'll put Yarn in here. This one really is inside. And then the left side we can put Pavrox. he is also inside. So now we should get the NPCs all split up. We should put the decorations in these rooms, I guess. Where's my... I also need the special objects. Need that so that you can't do a wall clip glitch by waiting for him to teleport. Not that it actually really matters, because you wouldn't be able to do anything with that, but still feels better to me to fix that, make sure that doesn't happen. Actually, we should check over here. See, room editor, why are you slow? This literally should not be. This definitely need that. That would have let you wait until nighttime, stand here until daytime, and then he would teleport on top of you, and then you could clip through this bush and go all the way around this way and go through this door early. No, it still wouldn't help. You could clip through this door early, which would actually break a lot of things. So gotta make sure that's blocked off, and this is blocked off so you can't go inside the fireplace. Okay, everything else is good because they're far enough away that it doesn't affect anything. Dang it, the link is broken. Okay. Okay, so now we have all these NPCs and we want to talk to them. Actually, let's go check to make sure they move where they're supposed to. That's not right, is it? Oops. Greetings. Greetings back to Jenny Flora. How's it going? I just crashed everything. I gotta use the task manager. I forgot to put an end on my dialogue statements, so now it's just asking the question over and over again. Sorry if it's a little laggy today. Where is task manager? And thank you. Calm down. I'm just gonna end both. Okay. Game Maker Studio crashes a lot. This time it was my fault though. Honestly, I could probably code in something that would make it so that didn't happen. And I should really do that. But technically, if I code it right, it will never have an issue. But I should have it throw an error and crash once so that I can say abort and end the program instead of... Yeah. That's smart programming, and I don't do smart programming. So for some reason, our NPCs weren't staying where they were supposed to. There was 2 of them. Let me look. This isn't Lost Hope, should be here. So we're adding some NPCs. Let's see here. Yarn. Okay, well let's just do this instead. And then we can use this. Awful. I want to make sure all the NPCs are in the right places in the houses and stuff before I do too much other things. Awful. Dialogue. How do you spell dialogue? I think I did that right. And then the last one. And this one is Pav Rocks. And this time we're going to put an end statement to all of these so that talking to them doesn't crash everything. And also have no questions, because questions have to be fully coded before they work. Once again, another thing I should probably fix. Slow. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so I don't know why there's two. There should only be one. And he's in there too. Oh no. Why are there two? What happened? Is comment question text instead of something you made? Yes, it is. It's my engine for the dialogue text. I might make an asset out of it once it's not super buggy. There's a lot of bugs in it that I just, oh gosh, everything is wrong with this code. There's a lot of bugs in the dialogue engine that I just know how to avoid, so I don't have them, but I should probably turn them into actual error messages and not. And some of them I could not have, like I could have less restrict on how the formatting is done as well, so. But yeah, that's how I do it. Okay, I think I know what went on with these guys. Well, first of all, these are not, right, okay. First of all, oh hey there, hacker, it is I, Dirk. Hi, Dirk. Oh, is it on the marketplace then? No, it's not. I was thinking about putting it there though, but it's just too messy to do that. But that's the next thing on my marketplace project list, is I'll probably turn that into an asset. Although there's a lot of dialogue assets already, so I don't really know if it's necessary. Okay, we need both of these houses open. Yeah, I put her on the wrong layer. That's why she was like crazy weird. And he should be on the instances layer, and he's also not. Okay. Okay, fix that. Thanks for the answers. Yeah, of course. Finally catching one of your streams. Yeah, it's been a little bit, and today is a writing stream, so you'll be able to help out a lot. As soon as these NPCs are working, at least. Okay, so I think actually what happened with the NPCs is I copied one that doesn't have, yes, okay. So I copied the NPCs so I don't have to rewrite the code. And most of them is parents, but it still saves a little bit of time. But these NPCs were overwritten NPCs, so they don't actually do the daylight cycle. But now they will. Is that a personal tile set? Yes, I made, all the assets in this game were made specifically for this project. Most of them were made by me, but there's a few assets that were other people that they did for projects with me and did for the Last Librarian that I stuck in here too. Okay, so the NPCs should now work properly, and then we can start writing dialogue. 3 NPCs, none in here. Perfect. Let's go to night. 1 NPC now over here. Test dialogue. Pavrox. He's over here. Okay, cool. Wait, does that say? Okay, I thought that's something weird. Cheerful welcomes to the camp of Lost Hope. All right, so Dirk knows, but the rest of you probably don't. But the if we visited Deep City, we might know that there are the Ephron, and they live in the forest, and they also have some people among them called the Striders, who are basically the same except they have glowing eyes. Oh, speaking of that, I need to add eyes for these people. Black screen here. Yes, it does slow when it loads, and it's slow in general. Is the audio okay? Usually the audio goes through, but the visuals don't. Yeah. Yeah, there's a black screen in between when it starts and not, but it's extra slow today. So the what was I saying? The Ephron have the Striders that have glowing eyes, and they're kind of mean and very discriminatory towards these Striders, and they're casting them out. Some of them have died. Some of them were like imprisoned or banished. And now several of the Striders, these people, Dothel and Pavrox and Yarn here, they fled to this place in the swamp. Okay, so we will just do writing, and hopefully most of the audio will come through. I'm annoyed, but it's okay. Okay, so Yarn is the leader. Come on. Can I do a lower quality and have that work? Closing extra tabs. Okay. Ooh, it looks nicer now. Maybe it's okay for a little bit. All right, so here's Yarn. She is the leader of the folks who ran away and are hiding in the swamp. We don't know her. Yarn. Who are you? How old is Yarn? I'm thinking, was she around when your father was there? But don't know yet. I'm Randall. Obvious. Do I want another one? I don't think so. I'm not going to worry with that for this character. You just say I'm Randall. Friend or foe? And I can add here. You're not Ephron. Are you friend or foe? And this one, you obviously should get a choice answer. I don't know why anyone would ever say they're an enemy of the Striders who are hiding out, but whatever it takes. Oh, we need go-tos. Okay, so now we say 2, 3, now I'm thinking, having mentioned, thanks to your questions, Digini, now I'm thinking, how can I simplify this system so that it would be easier to use for other people, but not to do right now. And because I've written so much dialogue already, I probably wouldn't be able to simplify the systems for this game anyways. All right, friend. Well, if they're mean and unsubtle, they'll admit to being a foe, I guess. You're right. It's a little tricky asking this question because an enemy would probably say they're a friend. But I mean, in this case, I think what Yarn is trying to establish is, did you come here to capture all my people and put them in prison? Or slay them? Or not? And an Efren spy would not be that subtle. Good, I don't have time for enemies. My name is Yarn. There, this camp is under my protection. Like Doctor Who. My name is Yarn. Go to. Nope, 4. I see that. Hee 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 hee. I'm glad I finally started watching that show. I was missing a lot of references. So now here's the conundrum I'm in. What does she do if you say you're an enemy? Like, I could have her just stab you. Did you make a board for the story prior to this? No, I never organized something like that. I know generally what's going on, and I do have a nice little document with stuff, but no. Just going as we go. Yeah, like the overarching story has things. I know about how the Efren and the Striders worked out and that kind of stuff, and I know they ran away. But let's see here. Hold on a second. We'll just leave this blank for a second, and then we can go. This one's easy. Yarn. Okay. I am the leader of the people of Lost Hope. Perhaps you should look at Artisy Draft 3. Yeah, I could do something like that. In general, it's okay though, having looked it up. I do have a wiki that I organize things with, and a lot of this is written out beforehand, just not today. I could probably do better to organize my story, but enough of it is, the way I wrote this, the overarching story is that the individual characters' arcs can be separate from the rest of it. So I only have to remember everything that has to do with Yarn, Dothel, and Pavrox while I'm writing this story, and then after that I don't really have to think about it anymore. I have a list of things that I need to make sure that are like affected across them. Like, for example, the fact that the Striders are hiding in the swamp. If I reference that somewhere else, then my story is connected even though it's not planned out. Hello, Sidwell. How's it going? I am the leader of the people of Lost Hope. We are the Striders. Homes at Deep City. Does that sound right? Yeah, I'm okay with that for now. If anyone has suggestions, of course. It's really made for that branches and stuff go to and such. Yes. Yeah. Like I said too, on the marketplace there's some engines. I just always prefer using my own code, even if it's not the best solution, because I'm faster at it. But yes, thank you for the suggestion. Let's see here. No, you're not bothering me at all. No. Actually, I hadn't seen that one before, so I'll have to put on my bookmarks, because when I was looking for things for writing stories, I didn't really find any that I liked, so I'll have to take a deeper look at that one. Maybe I'll use it in future projects. Force from our homes at Deep City. So part of this is, well, the Striders went somewhere, so I needed to have this camp so that you can meet the Striders who fled. But part of this too is I kind of want some other side quests about trying to help the Striders. So one thing is, in the little house outside of Deep City, there's a little girl named Boo. My suggestion is it needs more tomatoes. Hi, Vansky. Yes, that's on my list. It's going to happen. Don't worry. That's for Goto's drop. That's a different city. There will be the tomato merchant. You're really sticking with that joke for a while, by the way. Anyways, so there's the little girl named Boo. One of the quests I kind of want to do is bringing Boo to the swamp, the bog place, because her parents were captured and I think killed. I haven't said that explicitly. So she should probably not be left unsupervised in the house. So you can bring her to the swamp, but you can't bring her through the city because the guards will catch her. I'm the story writer of Arc Tribe, that's why I'm very interested in how you do the story. Sorry, I'm very curious about it. No, please be curious. I haven't heard of Arc Tribe. I'll have to look that up later. Honestly, story is something I can do, but I don't have that much skills with it, and I don't use the tools I probably should be using. But mostly it's just ad-libbing and spending enough time on the story to justify the I think a lot of games that have bad stories, it's because they didn't bother to write stories. And so mine won't be a legendary story, but I'm just putting the effort into making there to actually be something there. Excited Pikachu meme. Excellent. Okay, so everybody, what happens when you say you're an enemy? Because I like having, one of the quests too, you can actually accept a bribe from someone to not rat them out to the Somosaur about them being a Strider. So like, it's not like you have to be super friendly all the time, so this should be an option, but... How about that? And you go around saying it, I think you're a friend with a bad sense of humor. When you say you're an enemy, you either say nothing or you warn him you'll gut him out. Context, question mark, question mark, question mark. Do you want some tomatoes? Jeez. Actually, no, you're right. We can warn him, leave, or I'll stab you. Okay, that works. You're right. Yeah, it's a very natural reaction to anonymity. I can't say that word. Either you don't warn an attack or you warn him to behave. Yeah, okay. You're right. Okay, so that's probably the best thing to do. But I'm going to leave the and you go around saying it. Okay. And you go around saying it. Boy, I got me some discount black market tomatoes. Yes, I do. Gosh, you guys are so weird. My name is Yarn. There we go. Get out or my spear will be through your gut. That's fine with me. And here we can end the conversation. And what we do is we add a tag here. Which will set oh, I already have con end. Okay. Okay, so this one will set the tag to say that Yarn is annoyed at you. And then we can have different dialogue depending on whether you're introduced as a friend or an enemy after this. Which is more work, but one of those things, like I said, you get a better story if you spend the time. And just having different dialogue branches can really add a lot of things where like you play the game and it's different each time, but depending on what you said. I really believe in actual effects from saying something other than, you know, I don't like it when I have the questions resolved to the same response. That bothers me. Set grumpy status. Okay, so then I need a variable for Yarn. Save data, Yarn grumpy, and the default is false. And then this can set, save set, grumpy equals true, and then save set. Okay, so that will have a save value. So con event user is attack. Actually, so what it does is it queues so that at that moment in the dialogue, at that moment in the dialogue, it will execute the user event of my choice. And that lets me input code into the middle to only happen when you reach that spot in the dialogue. Because if I just written like set grumpy here, it would go through all this and set grumpy and then do the dialogue afterwards. So this just runs a user event at that point in the dialogue. It was my solution to adding code. You can also use something that will run a script, but you can't put arguments in. So that's another thing I kind of want to update to this. But anyway, so that just, when you reach this spot in the dialogue, if you trigger this, it will run the 0 event and it will do this code. And that sets the grumpy status to true. So now we can have a grumpy variable. We'll do the friendly one first. So not grumpy. And now we have two dialogue statements that happen afterwards. So we'll just test this to make sure it works. Text, Yarn, I thought I told you to leave. And then this one is Yarm, okay. Nice dude, hi. These are just tests, and then we need our end statement or we'll break. Okay, so let's see if the dialogue tree works as expected. I'll wait for the black screen to clear up so that you can see the text. Here we are. I'm watching the stream. It's kind of lagging behind. Okay. I'll give it a few seconds and then I'll start. The stream is apparently like a minute behind me. That's fine. Okay. Who are you? I'm Randall. You're not Efren. Are you friend or foe? Friend. Good. I don't have time for enemies. My name is Yarn. No, if you do have villainous intentions, this camp is under my protection. I'm the leader of the people of Lost Hope. We are the Striders, forced from our homes at Deep City. We live here now. Don't disturb the peace. Okay, and then... Uh-oh. Yep, I did something wrong. Just starts the conversation again. But we'll check. Enemy, and you go around saying it? My name is Yarn. I don't tolerate enemies. Get out or my spirit will be through your gut. Okay, so I didn't remember to change the status of having met Yarn. So we actually need to do this. Save set met Yarn true. So that we have, and now the conversation will work as expected. What is going on with that stream? Wow, that's really low frame rate. I feel bad, sorry. Okay, let's try this again. Who are you, friend? Okay, nice dude, hi. That worked? And let's make sure it saves status from between rooms. Okay, so now we can try again and say enemy. Enemy. I thought I told you to leave. Okay, so that does work. Sweet. So here's the tricky part. What are they? Okay, so there's a few things. These guys just have test dialogue. Okay. Cheerful welcomes to the camp of Lost Hope. Perhaps you should put a timer for when she, by the way, says to get out, so that the player is still near after a bit of time. She'll say more. I know Yarn is not a gendered name, so you wouldn't really know. Yarn isn't a very normal name. At any rate, no, I paused. I like that idea. I'm thinking about how to implement it. So, like, that gives you a chance to say, well, I'm actually a friend. It's okay. I was being facetious. Or, it would add some emergent bi-directional storytelling. Yes, you're 100% right. That's a good idea. Let's think about this for a second. I can code it. Maybe you're right about that dialogue tree thing. So then Yarn is like, hey, I thought I told you to get out. Why are you still here? And then you're like, I want to help the Striders. Or, no reason. Actually, okay, oh, that actually works. So we can do that both as if you're hanging out after a moment without talking to anybody. She'll just ask you within a certain range. Or if you talk to her again, then she'll ask the same thing. And then you can say, I want to help the Striders. And that will activate any of the cutscenes that you would do. But if you talk to her and say you're friendly, then you don't have to say that you're just hanging out. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I got it. So the grumpy doesn't have as much of an effect as it could, but all right, so we can add this. Why are you still here? Question. and this has 2 answers. Oops, what the heck? Yeah, delaying this bit of the answer would be good. Yes, we're going to try to see what happens if we do that. So the answers is, I want to help the Striders. Well, help you. How about that? The Striders would just be them, so it seems silly to say the Striders. No reason. This can be yes, since it would make sense to give players a chance to react. Yeah, so that way you can leave and nothing will happen. You can be like, oh, she's gonna gut me, I should probably leave. But if you come back later, then you can have the same question asked. For that matter, I could have it say, if you've left the screen, I could have it say, why did you come back, instead of why are you still here? And then give you the same chance, I want to help you, and no reason. Yes, I like this. That's more coding, but more fun. So let's try it out. Come to 1. Uh-oh, now I need to figure out what the quests are. Actually, we'll leave that short for a second. Context. But fine. Okay, so she'll agree and give and tell you what you can help with. Reluctantly, and then okay, this should be sorry for the more coding. No. Like I said, it's the amount of time you put into the story. I said it's more coding because I don't know how to do it yet, but we'll figure it out. You keep apologizing for giving me good ideas. Okay. Really, you didn't give that impression. Our dev complains a lot to me about that too. Oh, it's more coding. Well, it's always more coding. Everything that you add is more coding. What, wait, why is that? Nice dude. Bye. Let's see here. Yarn. Here, we can have the, since you said you're nice. By the way, no reason can trigger anger. If someone bothers you in the street and says for no reason and noisy to no end, right? That's a good point. Maybe we should change the text. Do you need something? And this will just have, I want to help the Striders, or no. I want to help you. This is for the friendlier one. And then the other one for if you were friendly before. Just know, in case you don't really want to help them. You're not an enemy, but you don't want to help them either. That's okay. And then we can 2, 3. Okay, this is the same thing. Yarn. And that's a slightly more enthusiastic exception. Have you reflected on the audience of the game? The language you might use might impact your classification. Not specifically. I don't really use cuss words, if that's what you're thinking about. But in terms of like target age range, definitely older people, because I'm an older person myself. It's not a game for 6-year-olds. Hey Dirk, sorry I didn't contribute much, gotta hop off for a bit. See you around. Glad you could stop by for a bit. This goes to 3, 2. No, thanks. I agree, it's fun to see. As a storyteller, the dev don't want me to look at his work when he does it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of devs that like to not share too much of what they work on. Partially, it's a lot harder to code while you're talking, to be fair. But I like to do it every week because I can encourage myself to get work done throughout the week because I have something fun to do, like writing NPC dialogue, as opposed to the more boring things I normally would do. And I think that getting the community involved in the game development is it's more like that your sentences are a little low-key for adults and a bit too hard for youngers. Well, young adults then. I don't know. Wait, do I need viewed like? Yeah, I like getting the people involved. Evensky's back. Malwarebytes is cleaning your computer. Okay, cool. That was the little shifty face, but let's see. Is that all? Okay, so then here and here we have our activating quests, and then we can maybe not worry about the grumpy tag anymore. But we should test all of those dialogue trees. The dev says that every time he sees me, his work doubles. Sounds like they should have some larger scope plan from the beginning then. If you're making a story-based game, there's a lot of work needed. Who are you? Actually, in terms of, oh, it's buffering. In terms of programming time, I probably spend like the same amount of time like coding dialogue for NPCs that I spend like programming AI. So yeah, the story really does take a long, I mean, I guess if I wasn't writing it also, it would probably not be quite as much, but it's still like testing every dialogue tree, getting all the tags in place, and making sure everything makes sense. Like you have to like put in explicit cases too sometimes. Like if you talk to this person, then say something slightly different here so it makes sense. Who are you? I'm Randall. Are you friend or foe? We'll do the friend first. I want to help you. Sure, we can use it. Okay, warm yourself to fire if you'd like. That sentence seems a little awkward. Let me change that. Okay, now we need to restart, talk, and say I'm an enemy. I thought I told you to leave. Why are you still here? I want to help you. No reason. I'm clicking too fast. No reason. You shouldn't still be here. Okay. Let's change, like you said, suggested, no reason. I don't know. How about that? I don't know. Let's see here. Why am I still here? Who knows? Okay, and then we can, well, Okay. User events, best thing ever. Okay, let's do it this way. For this one, because this trigger needs to happen also if you walk away from yarn. If you hang around yarn for too long. Yes. Got it. Okay. Then we can do so we're going to put this in user event 4 instead. User event 4. Put this dialog tree in here. Talking after being grumpy. Anyway, your project seems good. Thank you. So now we can trigger this also if you walk away. Wait, actually, this sets grumpy. What if now we need a timer. Timer equals five seconds. That might be about right. How long do you wait before they get annoyed at you again? Step update angle. Oh, I don't need that code here. What the heck? That's for the guards. Okay. Yarn needs a timer. And then every step how do I do, what the heck is wrong with my brain? Why is this not? Hold on a second. Why am I struggling with this? Where's the default timer? I'd say 4 to 6 seconds, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll try it out and see. When you think about it, and you'll be like, should I leave or not? It doesn't need to be like a aggressive thing because she's not actually going to stab you with her spear. But I was thinking about that earlier, actually. I could do it, but what the heck is wrong with my brain? I ask this every morning to myself. Yeah, pretty much. Like, sometimes I'm smart and I'm like, yeah, I'm a game developer, I can do all these cool things, and then sometimes I'm like, what on earth is going on? And I feel like there might be a critical flaw with my timer system that I never saw before, but that can't be true because I did lots of testing and there would have been issues. So we're just going to use it as is and not worry about it. Oh, no. Oh, okay. It is the flaw that I thought was there, but it's not actually a flaw. That is the behavior of the timer. Okay, my brain is in order again. I use this system all the time. What is, okay. Just don't worry about it. It's fine, it's fine. Okay, so that I don't need. Why am I, okay. Go back to yarn here. If that's equal to 1, then we will do that check. Event user 4 it was? Okay, 4. So then when you trigger this event that makes her grumpy, we set that timer for 5 seconds. And then after 5 seconds, it will trigger that dialog. But in order for that to make sense, I actually want this to actually center the camera on Yarn also. And then I need wait, give it that will do good. And then this needs to I don't need this true. Okay, so that will do the camera and the dialogue displays. Another thing about my system that is super weird and broken that I should probably fix is the way the camera function is used. But the reason it's done that way is that I had to retroactively add functionality to that function without changing any of the previous inputs. So, okay, this should work now. Let's try it. Oh wait, I meant to put a range in there. Oh, by the way, if you want to give a check on the story at some point, you always ask me in the Game Maker Discord. I'll be happy to help. I do want help with that. At least next time, I always like having people play the game and tell me how it's going, but also checking for ideas on the story. Actually, the best way for me, if you want to help out, is join my Discord server, which is down there. Because I probably won't remember to message you if I need help otherwise, but I will try to bear that in mind. Oh, there's the cursor. I need to do something about that cursor. It's kind of weird. I'm an enemy. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Because I didn't start counting right away. I want to help. Oh, did that look right? Uh-oh. Hold on, I can see the stream. I'll do it again in a bit. I want to help you. Really? But fine. Uh-oh. Why can't I talk to her? What? Oh, this is interesting. Oh, okay. What is... Whoa. Okay, I'm sure this will make sense when I look. Event user 4. Oh, that's why. Okay, we're good. That's actually interesting. I don't think I've had that issue before, but also event user 4 should probably set the timer to 0 so it doesn't trigger a second time afterwards. Yeah, actually, for that matter, there's a couple bits of code I can do. Oh, it didn't. That's fine. I'm an enemy. 5 seconds later, I need to put a range, so if I'm like out here, she won't care. I don't know. Now can I talk to her again? Okay, so that camera does work. Join and said hello. Hello. Okay, so what? Hold on. What's the? Okay, I guess I could do if on the screen, so you could like come down here though, and then she would think you were. I guess I would need some kind of barrier that checked if you had left this way. And also, you'd have to come all the way over here to be off the screen. So probably more like this range. Thinking about how to implement this the most sensible way. Off this range, but if you come back into the range, she'll still... Okay, so that's what I need to do. This range... Where's my cursor? Like this distance, whatever this is, I can check in the room editor. You have to get out of that to count as being left. But if you come down here, it won't trigger, but it will still re-trigger if you come back. So if you don't leave the room, she'll still say, wait, why are you still here? When you enter that range. Okay. So I actually can do that pretty easily. Timer equals 0, and then if isn't an area tool which can help you check if you are still on the area. Not built in. I could do something like that. I can easily check if I'm in the same room or something. It's sorry, oh, hold on. Where is... It's hard to explain what my brain is doing here, but whatever this distance is, I guess I can estimate it as this distance, which would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 16, we'll say, because that's a nice easy number. Okay, 256, that's a good number. I like that number. Okay. This should work. So what it does is it will, if you're within range, then it will do the dialogue and set the timer to 0, so it won't run anymore. If you're not within range and the event triggers, which means the timer is what triggered the event, then it will set the timer back to 5 and it will check again, but it won't do anything else. So that, and then if you leave the room, I can set a different flag later that will change the front line to, instead of I thought I told you to leave, why you're still here, I thought I told you to leave, why did you come back? Okay, I think this should check out. It's going to be harder to test than average, but here we go. I'm an enemy. Okay, I'm gonna just come over here. Wait like 8 seconds. And then come back, and yep, it triggers. And now it shouldn't trigger again. Okay, so let me add one thing actually. Let me add in this is temporary. In the, what the heck? Oh, I spelled circle wrong. Let's just draw a circle of the right size so I can actually see where the area is. And then I can adjust it. I think I did the math right, but I might not have, so. No, I didn't do the math right. Oh, I bet those boxes were 32 and not 16. So this is the radius of which you'd have to leave. Hold And let's actually do make that an outline. So let's just double this, because that's probably what I did wrong. And check it again. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. So you could, in theory, come down here, but because you didn't leave the room, it's gonna just do the same dialogue. So let's say I'm an enemy. Okay, it's been 5 or 6 or 7 seconds. Now if we enter again, it doesn't. Oh, I didn't actually change the actual radius. I'm dumb. Okay, this should be 512. Okay, we'll try one more time. One more time, it will work. Maths aren't my forte. Yeah, I guess I'd say I'm pretty good at math, but not at the same time as doing other things. It's, oh, I didn't mean to do that conversation. Dang it. Hold on. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds, and then when I walk back into that circle, it should trigger. Now you have like this thing. Why were you hiding behind that house over there? Were you trying to avoid being spotted? Ha. Okay. So now the last trick is I have to make it so that when you leave the room, it will change the status of that to say something slightly different. I need like a built-in tag system for the conversation things. I should probably... You know what? Ooh, that's cool. Now I've been greatly inspired to make a dialogue microplace asset that I would then need to make sure was compatible with my old code, but I think I might do that today after the stream. Well, start working on it. It would take a bit, but I also need to finish Perlin noise so that I can update my terrain generation asset, but that takes maths that are far beyond my capabilities at the moment. I like looked at the like summary article on Perlin noise when I wanted to do it the first time, and it uses like 15 math vocabulary terms that I don't understand, that I've never heard of before. So it's like, yeah. Okay, so really quite happy to have seen you warning about the live stream. I learned a lot of things. I'm glad. I hope I can learn things. Yes. Okay. I hope I can learn things. Yes. Gosh. It's fine. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about the specifics of what help looks like yet, because that needs more planning than I have, like a storyboard map kind of thing. I have one quest already planned, but it's going to be a very technically difficult one to program and will require me fixing things, so I'm not going to do that on stream. Plus, it will be a nice surprise for the next update. So then let's move on to the other two characters, and I guess we can have them also say things based on whether she's grumpy or not. That will even add a little bit more to that. And then I have to do the rooms. Actually, I should probably make a list so I don't forget. So I need to do the rooms. Leave room yarn ability. Writing stuff down on paper. is there's crumbs on my mouse pad. I'm silly. Okay, so we can take this and use this for the other enemies. Jeez. Okay, so now we have a grumpy variable for the other two NPCs that live here in the camp. And we can use this also to check, have different dialogue. And we get this whole nice little thing of them all working together. So if you haven't met Doffel, which one is Doffel? Hold on. I guess it doesn't matter, but Doffel is it this guy? That's Pavrox. This is Doffel. So he's like an old guy, and he is the only archer in all of the Striders, apparently, because he's the only one with a bow. That's fine. Okay, so if you haven't met Doffel, it's a little counterintuitive that I'm doing the not first, but it makes sense to me. Like, if you haven't met him, that should be done first, right? And if he isn't grumpy, that's the more likely thing, I think. Most people will probably say they're not enemies unless they're trying to be funny. Let's see here. If he's not grumpy, welcome to the Camp of Lost Hope. Perhaps we are cynical. That sentence doesn't. Perhaps we are cynical, but there seemed no more suitable name. Actually, I think that does work. Is there a better way to phrase that? Doffel's the one by the fire. It's an old person. Try to use older words. Well, I mean, Use some suggestions for older words. It's not Earth, so it might not even help, but I don't want him to say crikey. That's like I'm deep in thought. Your statement about using older words has... So I definitely, when I'm writing, I try to make sure that my characters have their own way of speaking, at least different between characters, not as and consistent per character. But I hadn't even considered, and I should have, no ellipses, longer sentences. Okay. and a calmer pace of discussion. That makes sense. I hadn't even considered, and I should have, what you're talking about with the specific word choice as well as matching it more to the character. That's something I might need to practice a bit. Is docile. Welcome to the camp of Lost Hope, young man. How are you doing? What do you want to do? Such things. Well, I mean, this guy's a warrior too. The fact that he has gray hair isn't necessarily. I think your point here fits well with some of the other older characters, and I should probably go back and address that. This one, I don't think he's not gonna ramble too much, I guess. Maybe because he was forced to. My name is Dolful. When I write older people, I look at deprecated words in the dictionary and pick a few that I use for a given character. That's interesting. I will do that later then and see if I can find something. What I think it would be better is actually if I could create a word for the world that is more that I use for the older characters. Not necessarily one that is deprecated in real life, but something that would be deprecated in their world, that you would start to notice a pattern where the you know, warriors who are old have survived a lot. They're posed and they know how to give themselves time to judge characters. It's why they're alive where others are dead. Exactly, yes. Who is the... He's... Pavrox. Okay. They will delay a bit the first meaning to look at a person's eyes and attitude. Yeah, in-world words work as well. Yes. Hopefully. You're giving me a lot to think about all of a sudden. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. So that's just meeting him. Okay, so well, I can't help with programming. No, of course not. The captain said to leave. One thing I like, perhaps, by writing storytelling that I help with. Well, do what you can help with, and it's greatly appreciated. The captain said to leave. So okay, so how about this? He refers to Yarn as the captain because he was a soldier. I don't know. The others don't because they weren't soldiers before. And they don't technically have any ranks, but he prefers it. Okay, actually this works. So what we'll do for these two characters is we'll have the regular met. This should just be end. And you can meet them only if Yarn is not grumpy at you. I should pick a better word than grumpy. Now I'm laughing at it. So here she's not grumpy, so you can meet Dothel. Otherwise, they're gonna say you should be leaving. Why are you still here? Until you've agreed to help. Depends if he's been released from the military or if he left on his own. That's a good question. How would it be either way? I'd like to imagine, so I think he left on his own, but it's not because he doesn't yeah, so he left on his own, but it's not because he didn't like what he had done in the military. He was proud to have served there. The problem was the specific leadership and the specific actions that were, like, the specific policies that were being tried to implemented. But also he was kind of, well, actually, but it's true that he was also banished. So I think he might be trying to maintain the same honor that he once thought was part of the military that he discovered wasn't. Because I think he realizes that part of the Strider's history is the honorable and better sides of that, and then the reason he's no longer in the military is because that changed, and he's trying to fix it, I guess. I don't know. I'll leave it for now, but I'll think about it unless you have suggestions. Let's see here. This one is Pavrox. I need the same sort of not grumpy. That's too passive. We'll just make him a passive character. How about that? In contrast. I don't know. And then the grade shouldn't be used, but he will ask for a title of his own, like chief or head. To keep the tie while breaking what he disliked. Well, the Captain Yarn in question, she wouldn't actually have a title at all. It's just that, I guess, Dothel, out of habit, refers to her as the captain because he's submissive to her command. I think captain is the best sounding word for that. Chief and head are both like synonyms, but they feel different. If not grumpy, we can meet Pavrox. Save, set, met, Pav. Whoa! Those came out fast. That was weird. Is he friends with the fellows who... Yes, he's the... Captain has a feel of attachment linked to an authority. That's true. Welcome. We don't have much to offer here, though. My name is Pavrox. If she doesn't have it, then they wouldn't come up with that normally. Yeah, you're right, actually. And then I can just use her name. Yarn said to leave. You ought to obey. The Yarn said to leave. You ought to obey. Okay, never mind. That's silly. That's good. Okay. How was the... Oh, I should probably be reading all of this out loud because the screen is basically useless. That's fine. Welcome. We don't have much to offer. My name is Pavrox. I was a scout, but now I grow food. I think I much prefer it. That sets the point of them changing roles and leaving from the standard functions of the society. And then Pavrox is... No, Dothel is the one who goes to the fire. Yes. Daytime? So if it's daytime or if it's nighttime. At nighttime he'll be by the fire. In tribes, words are used like chief, head, leader, but you come up with a specific word. Well, I do have specific words, but yeah, so the scouts and the farmer groups both have names and leaders, but they don't really have, it's pretty horizontal, so they don't really have generally subtitles. So I guess I'll just use the name for now, and I'll think about how to implement that later if I want. That is, as you mentioned, one of the benefits of coming up with a specific word for the world's culture. It doesn't have any other connotations or meanings, so you can specify exactly what it's supposed to mean and then use its meaning that way. but also it just builds a better world when you have lots of more things that are just specific to this world of this game that tie things together better, instead of just using English words that mean similar things. So daytime. Tend the fire at night. I stare there, wondering, what are we going to do? I guess live here. Then we will die here, but we will be free. I agree with lore, I guess. That was like a minute ago from when I said it, so I had to think about that for a second. I think it's seriously one of the coolest things about games, and I try to put it in here. Like I said, I'm not that good at it necessarily, but I think it's more the time and the care to do it than necessarily too much of a skill thing. Obviously, the best games need really skilled writers, but there's some games that could be better with just some more time. That's what I hope mine can be, just better than it could have been otherwise. What does he say during the daytime? He has a bow, so... I carry this bow. I hope that I do not need to use it again. To shoot even an Afrin. So I hope they do not come. I agree with what you said about the names. Yes, cool. Okay, I like that. So now I guess we can check Dothel. Come on, load. I only added a little bit of lines of code. Let's go. Oh, I can probably take off that giant white circle. We don't need that anymore. No, this one is. Heh, welcome to the Camp of Lost Hope. Perhaps we are cynical, but there seems to be no more suitable name. My name is Dothel. I've lived in Deep City my entire life, but there is nothing left but to come here. Okay, that works, and then we can do our whoop. And he's down by the fire. Here's the glitch that could have happened if I hadn't done that thing at the beginning. Daytime. Stand there, but now it pushes you back out so that you don't get clipped inside of him. That would have been awkward. Okay, so Dothel probably none unless we use him for something else later, but I can add that. That's easy. Then we can delete the draw yarn. There we go. What the? Oh. Code. This one is Pavrox. Okay, so here's our last two lines for Pavrox, and then I guess we're done with the NPCs. The sound on dialogue is a bit too much to hear when there's long sentences. Yeah, you're probably right. A lot of the audio is kind of temporary, in the sense that I should fix it, but I haven't yet. That's actually on my list between the next alpha update. So when I release it for the alpha testers, they need a few weeks to do all the testing. I'm going to be working on audio during that time when I have extra time that I don't have, like I'm not working on new content. So before the next update, I'll have all of the audio will be improved, and that's one of them. But thanks for pointing it out, because I wouldn't have remembered that probably. I've just dealt with it for so long. Let me add that to my list of audios. What I might try is play the sound at the beginning of every word instead of at every character, but that might sound super strange, so I might not. But I'll try it and see what happens, because that would make it less messy. That also comes with upgrading the dialogue system, which I'm going to do tonight. Okay, so Pavrox. Pavrox, we'll say, was friends with the parents of Boo, who I should probably give names. Okay, well, I'm in your Discord. Reach me anytime. Will do, sir. Or I guess sir was a gender term. Will do, person. Let's see here. I wouldn't put anything on the dialogue itself. You might end up with the wiki trouble. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You mean just have the text scroll silently without a typewriter sound effect? Hold on, do I have the name Laura used yet? Nope. Okay. Ryan? Who's Ryan? Oh, Ryan. Yeah, okay, he did art, so he's in the credits, but I can use the name still. Okay, I need to add to my little document that there we go. That's the name of her parents. The Wookiees in Star Wars. Imagine the whole film with just their dialogue. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Gosh. Thanks for that. Pavrox. Context. Also, saying context sounds like saying context, because it's a word, come to think of it. It works when you have a solo to interpret their discussion, but it's a difficult thing to do in games. Yes. Actually, I think I just want him to say this every time so that you have this set up for the quest that you'll do later, which is finding the little girl and bringing her to the city, the camp, so she's safe. Okay. So that's set up. Let me check that the dialogue works. A famous Star Wars game in Europe did a whole thing on the Wookiees, and it was a flop. We ended up with the Wookiees trouble in game making in Europe. That is really funny. So it's just like the idea of, first of all, not being able to know what anything is like. You get tired of it. That's the trouble. No, wrong person. This guy. Okay, so now we have everything set up except for the side quest that I need to program that's really complicated. So we won't do that right now. And then what do I do now? Dang it, I thought this was going to take longer than it did. Still a little bit left before I want to stop the stream. So I guess we can... Oh, there was one more NPC that I wanted to do. No, because I need art for him. We'll do that later. Let me check my list. Oh, here we go. We can do that. That works. This is why I have a list, because otherwise I'll just be like, that was a good amount of work done today. I'll just stop now. So we have North Dragon Bog, which has to connect to South Dragon Bog and Deep City. So here's South. We need to get where the rivers are exactly right so that it connects properly. And then here is our map. Let me find the map. Why don't I have my map open? Anyways, look at the map. Internet is slow, it's okay. I use Google Drive. I should probably get Google Drive offline so that I can not be dependent on that, but I'm a silly man. I don't do that. Okay, here's our map coming up. Whoop. Okay. Okay, so we have South Dragon Bog connects here, so we're gonna have to take the water, and then the water goes from the water palace up here to kind of splits up and continues the river. I have to go today, it's midnight here. Well, if you wait 1 minute, oh, yeah, 1 minute, it will be tomorrow. But no, I'm joking. Thanks for thanks for staying and chatting. You gave me lots of good suggestions. It was great to see you here. You too. Have a great night. So this is why I stream in the early afternoon and not late afternoon like I was before, because then people not on the west coast of the United States would be unable to watch me. So thanks for stopping by. Let's see here. I don't actually want a tree there. I need water here. This should be, which one is swamp? This one is swamp, okay. Water, doo-doo, doo-doo. Okay, I need to delete this tree. I don't need this tree here. Because here's where the river comes in. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. One, two, three, four, five, six. Wait, is that 8? That's the right size. Okay. That is good. And the river doesn't connect anywhere else, but it has to come from the top somewhere. It's a pleasure for me too. Hey, Cloaked, would you look at a picture if I sent a link to it? If you stick it in the Discord, I'll get to it when the stream is done. I would love to. Let me check the... Where should I put the river? Let me think. Oh, I want it on this side. I remember now why. Because I don't want you to be able to cross the river until you have the bow. So I need the river on this side so that more of it is past the river that you can't access, so that the swamp area is a little more separated. Okay. Now let's see here. That's too much. Don't do that. Let me... It should split somewhat. Oh, actually, we have one other thing I need to note. There's a cliff along the right side. I can do that now. Rename. Oops. Don't. Okay, fine. Tiles, cliff. This, I think, just goes along the side. It doesn't need to go. But let me check my map again. Because this is the mountain pass that goes around this way. And the water palace is kind of embedded in the side of the mountain. There's like I guess there's a mountain spring there. Sure. Sudden lore. We'll just make that up as we go. But that's how a lot of it is. I'm like, I wonder why that is. And then I'm like, oh, I'll just make that a thing. Then it's a thing and no lore issues. Pro tips. Just make stuff up as you go. It makes great games. Let's see here. I like this better. This is a much better curve on this river. And now I should probably... This should probably split here. Oops. Okay. I like that curve. That's a good one. And then this can come up this way too. We get this nice pathway that goes around this way and down. And then we have all this to explore to try to connect. I guess we can have another river on the right side that also comes down. But it will be kind of more like this. Okay. Oh, and actually, that's important because we can have the pathway that leads to the next floor in the center, which I want because then you're centered on the water palace coming up right through the center, the passageway, everything, and that will look much better. It'll be cooler than trying to like come in from the side and be like, huh? Plus, I think is there supposed to be a... no, but we'll... Okay. Now we're going to go zoom in a little bit. Try to get these a little closer down. It's going to be tedious to put collision on. Rivers are always so hard to do that with. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to finish the river roughly, and then we're going to go just walk around with no collision. Make sure everything looks right, because there's probably going to be a few that are like too wide that I should probably trim and things like that. This one looks pretty good. Am I happy with this shape? Yes, I'm happy with this shape. Let's go check it out. Let's see what it looks like in the game, because for some reason it's like the room editor just never really seems to reflect what it looks like in the game. It's just not quite the same. We'll just speed run past. Hold on. Just eat the Swift Silver Potion. Let's go fast. Oops, I got trapped. I'm done. Whoa! I love the Swift Silver Potion. I'm quite proud of I mean, I'm not proud of it because it was easy, but I'm happy that I added it. I sent the pic in #showcase. Cool. Can't wait to see it. Oh! I'm a bad speedrunner. Also, I'm sort of excited for when the game is totally done and I can try to do like all dungeons speedrun of the game. Water looks awesome, by the way. Thanks. Okay, so this this corner here, this looks iffy. This looks kind of also like octagonal, not smoothish. I'm satisfied with this so far. This is pretty good. This I want to smooth a little bit. Okay, and then we would cross the river over here, I think. This looks good. This looks good. This a little iffy. This is a little iffy. And we already saw that part, which was a problem. Then you can come this way and be like, huh, I'll go this way. I'll come this way. This one looks pretty good. Oh, well, except for this section here, which is strange. Okay, so now I can go fix those things that I noticed. Nope, that made it worse. Yep, that's okay. That's okay. Just make that one a little bit wider. I don't like this. That's better. That a little thicker. This is super weird. What the heck? There we go. This is odd and bumpy. I mean, part of this has to do with the water tile set. It has some odd bumps, but you can make it look nice if you're careful, so I will attempt my best to do it carefully. What the? Okay, there we go. Oh, this is super wrong. Hold on. Much better. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but rivers aren't perfect in real life, so. Much better. That's a much better. Smooth curve. Let's see here. We'll end in about 5 minutes, but we can put a few trees around. Instances. Let's give us some trees. Walls. Terrain, tree, swamp tree. So here's a funny fact. So these trees have a collision box that is this, it's a cube, it's like this. You take the bottom and then that's part of the cube. So hold on, I'll put another tree and show where the collision box is. It's like this. So that's where the, that's not how this, what the heck? The collision box is this cube here. And I used to always align it to this 64 by 64 grid, which is this big. But when I started doing the swamp, I just started putting them on 32 by 32. And as long as I make them not have gaps, it's actually totally fine. And it makes the force look much more smooth than it did in other areas of the game. So I'm glad, but it's like I could have done it in earlier places. I did. So this is, because now I'm kind of just making sure that they're always touching at least somewhat, and I go through and I check on debug because I can see the hitboxes then. Put that there. Let's make kind of a tree stick out here. I wish there was ways to like code displays into the instances in the room editor, because then I could do things like have the tree display its collision mask in the room editor, and I could have things like have the doors display their target room and their target location in the room editor, and then I could just glance at it instead of having to click on them, kind of thing. I could have signs show their text. Dude, it would be so cool if that was how it worked. I wonder if you could write a extension to do it that way. Probably, actually. Probably you could write an extension that optimized the room editor. Seriously, Yo-Yo Games, get your act together with that one. There should not be lag in the room editor. I think I complain about that every stream, but still. It's okay, I like GameMaker. It's what I learned to use. Now I'm stuck. These trees, let's put one down here. Good. We need trees up here. Okay, now let's check with our debug mode on. Where do we go? Here. North Dragon Buck. Whoa! Wait. These rooms should be the same size. Are they not? No, they're not. Wait, they should be. Hold up. No, they're not. What am I thinking? So I need to go left. Oh. Did you see the guy in the forum that made a visual novel game engine in GameMaker? Yes, I did. It looks quite cool. A lot of features in there. Hope he succeeds with that and people like to use it because That's definitely a lot of effort. I probably will not use it because I'm not making a visual novel, but I'm impressed by his efforts in that. Yeah, this is not done right. I need to align these trees a little better. Look at how jaggedy they are. That one can move over one. This one should move down one. Or that one can move up one. That's better. This one. Yeah, okay, hold on. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this on the other screen. You guys can't see it anymore, but I can, and that lets me do this. Fix that hole. Okay, so why does it, that's, okay, it does some odd things when I have it off the screen. But let's try this one more time. Debug. That one needs to go over. That needs to be, oh my gosh. It's a big mess. The reason this matters is that you can shoot arrows through those trees, and I don't want you to be able to do that. And also, it's just bad. Okay, I'll probably just do these trees again and use a different grid size. It's okay. At any rate, thank you everybody so very much for watching. We got lots of work done. Here's the way to Deep City, by the way. And I'll see you all, some of you, when you get a chance. Next week I'll be streaming again. So